Welcome back to Pokemon Emerald. It's time for the rest of the gym.
Yay.
Huzzah.
Now that we kicked the shit out of that Delcatty, and by that I mean that Delcatty kicked our shit in,
Ew.
but we still won.
Oh, okay. It's kind of gross that it kicked your shit in. Like, back into your butt.
Alright. Listen.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
I don't know.
Okay.
I also love what this guy just said. Is like, doesn't it feel awful when your opponent heals in the middle of a battle? I'm gonna show you how awful it feels.
By doing it.
Bitch, please.
Oof.
What
It'd be
the
like if he said,
fuck?
oh yeah, this is Slackoth. This is a Pokemon that we actually haven't seen yet, surprisingly. It's the pre-evolution of Vigoroth, which is a Pokemon we've seen like a handful of times up to this point.
Yeah, how is this not in, like, earlier... Like, I know it's in earlier routes, but how is, like, no one... Like, a trainer doesn't have one?
I don't know. I've fought like every trainer too, so I have no idea.
I have a love-hate relationship with the Slackoth line. I really, really like the move pool that they have access to, and I really like the stats, obviously. But god, it's so annoying that Slackoth and Slacking. I know that's the point that they have it like this, but their ability sucks. It's so bad.
Hey look, there's Vigoroth. The one of the middle child that doesn't have the awful ability.
Yeah. Like, they look cool too. Like, I actually think that the Slacking line all look cool. And like I said, they're great in every aspect, but that one ability that Vigoroth thankfully doesn't have. In fact, Vigoroth's ability is really good. But
Too
the
bad
other
its stats are mediocre.
Yeah, his stats aren't good enough to justify using it instead of his evolution. Like, in fact, you can't really use a Vigoroth in any capacity on the same level as any fully evolved Pokemon, because there are some Pokemon that aren't fully evolved you can still use just fine, like Porygon 2. Doublade's not that bad. Like, there's Rhydon's not bad either. Like, there's Pokemon out there, but Vigoroth is not one of them, and it is unfortunate because his evolution... Oh my goodness. But enough about that.
I think at this point I'm just trying to figure out which rooms I haven't done yet.
All of them.
There's no... Well, I suppose an indicator for if you've beaten a room or not would be, is the next door locked or not?
Yeah. Zigzagoon. This is the...
That's not Zigzagoon. This isn't a sausage.
Oh, damn. This is the free Mario wannabe.
Yeah. I had like a sort of Mandela effect moment when I was recording for this game, because I do not remember Zangoose having purple claws.
I was just about to say that. So, I noticed that this is a weird oddity with the coloring, and this is something that happens with quite a lot of Generation 3 Pokemon. But, and it happens with pretty much any Pokemon before Gen 4, but there's a slight design difference that ends up not appearing in later generations. And in this case with Zangoose, it has black nails in later generations, but for some reason in its Ruby Sapphire sprite, they're purple.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
We'll be right back.
No!
Da,
How dare you cock tease me like this? If Norman's not in this video somewhere, I'm mad.
Norman's nowhere in this
will
video
be.
anywhere.
He will be. I just needed to go grind. And I didn't feel like putting this in a not chronological order. So we're catching up on trick houses.
Oh yeah, because you were having trouble with this gym. Or did you
not
not
really.
try it?
I tried it once and I lost, and I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna sit here and try it 30 times before I win. I'm gonna go grind.
That's the beauty about Pokemon, though, is that you have the chance to grind and come back, and you can technically grind off the thing you're losing on and eventually beat it. I mean, let's be fair, if that wasn't a thing, Twitch Plays Pokemon would have never been a success.
Heh.
Are you saying it was, at some point, a success?
I mean,
Hell yeah, it was a success at one point.
they beat the game, so yeah.
I don't believe you.
But another thing, it's not as apparent, but Aron has a slight light brownish tint, which is completely removed in later games. He is just all black and silver. A lot of like I said, a lot of Pokemon in Generation 3 and before, there's some design differences, but
And Bubsy was a cat.
I don't know. I don't
Wingull.
know much. I don't have much to say for this part of the video. It's just the trick house.
What's the deal with this trick house?
There's holes in the floor, and when you press a button, a hole in the floor seals up, so you can walk over it.
Oh.
It's not super exciting.
question, is there something about this trainer that I'm not seeing that is why you're showing them off?
I show off all the trick house trainers that are required.
Oh, that's why. That's right. Because I was going to say,
It is required to complete the trick house, so yeah.
Even though
if
the trick house itself
is optional.
Yeah, the trick house itself is optional, but
Leaf Blade.
we get Leaf Blade in
This
this
train-
fight, so it's worth it.
Yeah.
Delete Leaf Blade.
Finally a good move.
Delete Leaf Blade. Delete the LP.
God, no.
I mean, Bullet Seed did its job. It's for better or
Barely.
it's for, you gotta admit, for better or worse, it is the only usable grass type move that they're gonna have until they get Leaf Blade. So you may as well teach it.
Doing the bare minimum. That's what we do around here, folks.
Yep.
Harbor Mail. This game, this Let's Play actually in general, had me getting Poke Fever again, and I've been going back to older Pokemon games to catch up on old files. So thanks, Jay.
Cloud, can you do me a favor
Yes.
and explain what mail does in this game, because I do not remember.
So, mail in this
Can't
game
you actually
doesn't
send
do any.
letters?
So yeah, it's mail in all of the games is pretty much the same, but in this one in particular, it doesn't do anything for any side quests. It's just there for, kind of for show. But you can like use like the phrases and stuff and give messages to your friends, because you'll be able to let the Pokemon hold mail when you trade and stuff like that. A Pokemon holding mail can't be deposited into the PC, if I'm correct.
I believe so.
So you do have to put your mail in your item PC, where I believe where it will hold on to the message. But yeah, like it's just kind of a fun little thing, because like I know in the Johto based games, there's a few side quests that you're required to use mail in order to complete them. Like what game was it? I just was playing a game too where you needed to give
Weren't you just playing Heart Gold and Soul Silver?
yes, I know, and I'm forgetting already because I was flipping around between games. But one of them, I had to get Harbor Mail specifically, actually, and give it to someone so that I could then Was that
Well,
Ruby?
in this game, Harbor Mail gets you the coin case.
Wait, that's it. It was this game. That's the only thing.
That is-
in the Johto-based games, you have to do the side quest with Kenya the Spearow, and it's holding mail.
Yeah. In this game, that's the only mail you need. Which switch closes which hole? That's lewd. Yeah, you use it to trade a lady in Mauville for the coin case, and we'll do that in a future part.
You know which mechanic I want them to bring back that I know
Gambling?
no, not just that. I mean, kind of, because I hate the way that they have, like...
Fuck Europe.
Yeah. They kind of ruined our chances at getting some nice TMs through that. But then again, I mean, with reusable TMs, it's whatever. But anyway, there's a mechanic that we had in one generation, and they haven't brought it back yet. And I really wish they would, but I know they won't. And that's seals for balls. To, like, do, like, custom animations.
Oh, yeah.
Those are always fun.
Everybody used it just to write penis. Or butt.
No. I didn't do that.
I didn't.
I did that.
You're dumb filthy.
I liked having, like, visual effects that matched the Pokemon. So, like, if it was, like, a ground type, I would have, like, I would use the smoke effects to make it look like it's, like, kicking up dust when it comes up or something. It was just really cool to just, like, add some extra flavor to your Pokemon in some way. But yeah, it never came back after Platinum.
Nope.
I always wanted like an actual like normal versus seeker again, where you just let it run, like, ring out on the screen, and then anyone on that screen will challenge you.
I like that too.
Yeah.
My only issue with it was that you couldn't use it in inside of caves or buildings or anything like that. But
they could easily add that as a thing.
They really just need to bring back a feature that allows you to rematch regular trainers, because a lot of trainers, like, I know that Black and White had a select amount of trainers.
Hey, look, it's Justin making an appearance in this video.
There he goes.
Because I know that in Black and White, they had a very select number of trainers that would rematch you when you go and visit their route again. But, like, there wasn't a whole lot of them. But I'm pretty sure in Generation 6 onwards, like, literally no NPC that's on the overworld will rematch you. And it's sad, because it was a nice feature to have that.
Yeah, you could use it for grinding your, like, weaker Pokemon without having to go into, like, you know...
The Elite Four.
The Elite Four. And it was a substitute way to gain a little bit of extra cash.
I was gonna say, it was really good for against the trainers that were of the classes that gave you tons of money. Like in Fire and Leaf Green specifically, on 5 Island, there's this area called Resort Gorgeous, and there's these 2 ladies, and since they're the lady class, they give you like a shit ton of money when you beat them, and then with the amulet coin, that's a shit fuck ton of money, and you get like 20k from beating one of them, and I think like 19,500 or some shit with the amulet coin when you beat the other. So just beating those 2 over and over, you can get like 40,000 over and over again, and it's really useful. And like you said, like, it's really nice to have the option to rematch trainers without having to fight the Elite Four, because there's a lot of games where the Elite Four rematches, as awesome as it is to have the level increase, the level increase can be really rough when you haven't actually gotten your Pokemon up high enough to take that on yet.
Yeah.
So then when you have no trainers to fight because there's no rematches, it's kind of rough.
I think if they're doing something similar to, like, if a Gen 9 had an Elite Four set up similar to Gen 8, where you're just fighting, you know, like, old gym leaders and rivals throughout, if you could, like, have a difficulty setting to where you can get like kind of a little crazy with their team rosters. So you can go
Yeah.
like a
Difficulty
normal
settings would be great.
like a whatever. The first time you play it, you fight against the normal setting, and that's fine. And then because it's a tournament style, if you go up to like intermediate, you get like an even bigger like group of people that you have to fight against, on top of a like higher difficulty, like higher Pokemon levels, as well as more interesting party designs. I don't know.
I was gonna say, like maybe do it kind of like how Pokemon Stadium has like different like tiers of like cups,
Yeah.
and like you'll fight different trainers with different teams based on the one that you pick. So if you want, you can like enter into like the highest tier, and you'll end up fighting like these like crazy trainers with like really difficult teams, or you could pick like an easier time and fight fucking youngster Joey and his Raticate or some shit.
Some shit.
I see that Jack is having a tough time with this.
Oh, he almost had it.
It's tricky.
It's tricky.
There we go.
Now I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trickmaster is coveted.
Is he though?
No, not really.
I guess if he thinks so, then that's fine.
Yeah. Too
Too
bad
bad.
bag is full. F off.
F you. F you, old man. You can't stop me.
How does he do that?
His chair has
Through the
like
power of anime.
Well, I was gonna say his chair
hard-
has like a... It has like a thing that launches him into space.
The Heartstone is actually useful.
Toss.
No.
There's two Steely Dans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
remember he caught
talked-
multiples?
I'm
them as an
Steely
HM slave.
Dan.
No, I'm Steely Dan. What is this? The Steely Dan points at Steely Dan meme?
Yes.
Excellent. What does Norman think he's doing right now?
Sitting in his gym, waiting for me to battle him.
Okay.
Hey, it's your dad,
No, it's not. That's Norman.
and we're gonna fight him. It's the player character's dad.
Oh.
Alright. This is, Spinda. Spinda is a piece of shit. It knows Teeter Dance, Psybeam, Facade, and Encore.
Well,
Teeter Dance is a fucking asshole of a move, and I hate it. Because it has it's a confusion move that has 100% accuracy.
That's 100%?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. And as of this generation, it is Spinda's signature move.
makes sense because
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
he craved.
But yeah,
for
it is. It is a dick move because I mean, it's no different than Confused Ray, just normal type instead. But the fact that this thing has it, and it is it's not particularly slow too, so it's probably gonna get the Teeter Dance off. And just its propensity to use it, it's like running into Golbats in caves.
This is Slacking. This is the evolved form of Vigoroth and Norman's big boy Pokemon that he's using right away.
For some reason.
This is
For
me.
some reason. Slacking has amazing stats, but like Cloud mentioned earlier, has an ability that is really terrible. It can only do a move every other turn. It knows Counter, Yawn, Facade, and Feint Attack, and it's holding a Citrus Berry. It has very high defenses and very high HP, and it's surprisingly fast.
Yeah, it's gonna fuck your day.
It's gonna fuck your day, yeah.
Even if it's going to move every other turn, it's still going to fuck your
Yeah.
day.
It's yeah, I mean, like, despite that, it is a bit of a bitch.
What will Jack do?
Well, Jack fighting Norman, what will he do?
Thankfully, though, they focused more on the one that has facade, because in Ruby and Sapphire, Norman has 2 slackings instead,
Yeah.
and the level
yeah.
31 one has focus punch.
Yep.
Yeah. That one's a bit of a bitch.
Facade is his signature move. It's a 70 power normal type move that doubles in power if the Pokemon is poisoned, paralyzed, or burned. So, like, it's already decently powerful, and then it gets even better if it has a status ailment.
Thankfully, this move came out before the abuse of items such as the Flame Orb and Toxic Orb, which didn't exist yet, because those are used on Pokemon such as Swellow and Pokemon who have the Guts ability to have incredibly powerful facades.
Mm-hmm.
If Norman had access to that in this game, you would be getting absolutely wrecked.
At this point, it's pretty much gravy. Oh, sorry, were you gonna say something?
I think I was, but I don't remember what I was going to say. Oh yeah, I was going to say, it probably doesn't help that you don't really have access to any ghost types at this point in the game either, so his normal type team is going to still be pretty rough to fight against.
I'm not sure you can catch any ghost types up to this point in the game.
Yeah, your best bet's going to be bringing in something like an Aron or a Graveler or something to resist.
So the fight from here on out is pretty easy. Like, Spinda and Slacking are really the only tricky ones. So is Vigoroth. It's dead now. It knew Slash, Facade, Encore, and Feint Attack. And this is Linoon, the evolved form of Sausage.
It's bacon.
It's bacon, as Landon said. And it is also already dead. It knows Slash, Belly Drum, Facade, and Headbutt.
Norman is
And
probably
that's it.
Norman is probably one of the, if not the only gym leader in this game that actually has arguably a weaker team than he did before. Namely, the Spin is probably the one thing that was added that is a troublesome Pokemon to fight, but the Slacking that he keeps is not particularly strong. It is rough. It can be a little tricky, but it is not too bad. And the Linoon and Vigoroth, as you mentioned, are not really anything to write home about, as opposed to having to fight 2 Slackings and a Vigoroth in Ruby and Sapphire.
The thing that's tricky about this gym is that it comes right after the 4th gym, in the sense that there are no new routes that you can explore between... I guess, like, no new routes that you couldn't explore already. Between beating Flannery... I guess there is the desert, but, like, aside from that, it's pretty much just straight from Lava Ridge to here to fight Norman.
I was gonna say, even the desert doesn't really hold a whole lot, because in this game, Mirage Tower has
there's just not a
Sandshrew
good
and
opportunity to
Trapinch.
grind, and the level curve doesn't really accommodate that much, because in later games, if there was this small of a gap, it would be compensated by the fact that the levels of the gym leaders would be basically just about the same. But Norman does get a noticeable level bump between the 2 gym leaders, despite the fact that there's almost nothing between the 2.
Yeah. So Wally's parents, in their generosity, gave us the HM for Surf.
Fucking
Yay.
monkey people.
That's so mean.
So
I don't know.
now that we can surf, we can surf. We're gonna not quite move on just yet. There's only so much time left in the part.
Oh.
But there are a few. One thing that I do like that this game does is that you get surf, and then like right in the immediate area, there's like a few pools of water that you can surf in, and you can get items at the other end of them. It's just like, hey, there you go. Yay.
There's an ether.
Are you gonna talk to that guy again? Ooh,
No.
Piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy. Is anyone far away from evolving? No, never mind.
What about this one?
No.
The dead one.
We don't talk about that one.
Oh.
Yeah, not much else to say. Next part, we're gonna head back to Mauville to do a couple of things. Catch a new Pokemon.
Ooh. Is it going to be one we can
and
use?
then... yes, actually.
Ooh.
And then we are going to move on from the water right in... Oh, yeah, and I walk up here, right, because as you can see, Mr. Briny
He's gone forever.
disappears. He's actually gone forever. So next time on Petalburg City, we're going to go back to Mauville and catch a new Pokemon. Yay! Bye.
Yay!